should be assessed for black spots. So we have appointed safety consultants already for something like 300 areas which are designated as black spot areas, and we have remedied them. Another 300 odd are works in progress where project reports are getting prepared, where consultants are actually going into the ground, checking out if the curves are correct, if the alignments are correct, if other technical features are required. And Patankar Saab here is present, and he has been very actively involved with this entire exercise, both when he was in NHAI and after that when he is at the Institute of Highway Engineers. We have experts who are working on it constantly to identify the need for correction, the remedial measures, and we hope that in the next 2 years we should be able to remedy all our black spots across the national highways. This is something which is very close to my heart personally, very close to the national consciousness, close to the Prime Minister's heart, to our Minister's heart, and we hope to be able to improve all the engineering designs in the years to come. But apart from engineering design, it is also important, keeping in view the complexity of the Indian traffic, and especially on Indian roads you have diverse traffic. Unlike other countries where you only have, greater consonance, more harmonious traffic, in India you have all kinds. So it is important to bring about physical patrolling of our highways, and I am launching soon a detailed project report preparation for identifying the best practices across the globe for patrolling of the highways, because in other countries it is done by the police, but in India the police is already so overburdened with various other tasks like law and order and terrorism control, etc., that it may not be possible and perhaps appropriate for them to patrol our highways. So we want to initiate on a public-private partnership model patrolling of our roads on a round-the-clock basis in 8-hour shifts, so that people, trained people, can monitor and ensure that traffic management and road discipline is ensured. We also want to ensure that suitable ambulances are available, so that again on a PPP basis, it will be our endeavor to have PPP based ambulances on our roads, and to tie up with the nearest hospitals, etc. What NHAI will do is to set the standards and the specifications and the operating procedures and the service level benchmarks which will allow this to happen, so that we don't have to buy vehicles, we don't have to recruit the manpower, we will only define the standards, the specifications and the service level benchmarks. We hope to do that at the earliest possible. Another area of great interest is recycling and reuse of waste material. This is an area which industry must focus on. I would urge CII and its members to tell us what methodologies they can deploy, what technologies they can bring in from abroad to do this. One thing that we have already begun to do is to use plastic waste in along with our bitumen to be able to reinforce the BC cover for our highways. We have also looked at some of our landfill sites. So for instance, the East Delhi Municipal Corporation approached us to be able to use the Ghazipur Municipal Waste Site, which has something like 12 million tons of municipal waste, which is one big eyesore. So we got a study commissioned through the Central Road Research Institute, which is a body of the CSIR, and after 6 months of intensive survey and report, they have come back saying that we can segregate this without incineration, and about 60 to 65% of this waste can be reused for earthwork for our highways. So we are now working on an MOU with the Ministry of Urban Development, with the East Delhi Municipal Corporation and the NHAI where the Government of India through the Ministry of Urban Development will finance the segregation. The East Delhi Municipal Corporation will make it available and the NHAI will use it for the Meerut Expressway. And once we have used it for one of our roads and tested it out, we will then be able to replicate this elsewhere in the country. We have said that we will not allow this to be spread generally across the highway, but we will do it in designated portions so that private contractors do not hesitate in using it. NHAI will indemnify them for the use of this waste. So this will motivate and encourage them to use this waste appropriately. We are constantly looking at better materials to use. So for instance, to just quote a small instance of something which should attract the attention of industry, we find that sometimes our contractors and industry chooses shortcuts and uses materials which are not up to the mark. Wherever you travel across the length and breadth of the country, by and large you will find that the white paint that is used for marking our highways is of an inferior quality. So I did some research on this and I asked across the board why this is happening, and I was informed that white paint quality is poor because our contractors choose a shortcut and they say that give us the cheapest paint. Even though sometimes the projects are being done on a PPP mode and they know that they have to maintain it across the life cycle. The entire objective of adopting a PPP mode was that private industry will bring in innovation, will bring in new technology, will bring in better methodologies so that they do not have to unnecessarily spend across the life cycle of the project because they have to maintain the project for 15 to 20 years. But our observation has been that there is often amongst some contractors there is an attempt to cut corners. So they choose paints which are of an inferior quality, but they look good the first 6 months, but after 6 months they wear off. So now I'm going to mandate outcome-based specifications so that good quality paints, good quality markings, good quality equipment is used. So friends, in the days to come, I think we are going to have a lot of traction on the highways, and I hope and I sincerely plead with industry to put in their best foot forward. There will never be an opportunity like this. This is a historic time in the making of this nation, of building the nation, and if industry and bodies like the NHAI can work together in an honest, sincere and effective way, I think we will have achieved the 8 or 9% economic growth that our Prime Minister and our nation so much desires. Thank you very much.